Welcome to Mecha News. I'm your host, Nick Savory. Today we'll be talking about the most recent releases and announcements during the Shizuoka Hobby Show. We'll be covering both Bandai and Kotobukiya releases today, and this includes things that are on their way in the very near future, as well as some planned releases that will be coming down the road. Keep in mind, Mecha Warehouse will be carrying the vast majority of these items, if not all of them, and likely will be offering pre-orders on many of them. We don't offer pre-orders until we get a confirmed number of how many are coming, so keep an eye out in the future when we have that information. So first up, Gunpla Releases from Bandai. The first 6 come from the new Gundam Build Metaverse. The first 2 are entry grades, the Law Gundam, which will be 1,100 yen, scheduled to release in October 2023. The next is the Build Strike Exceed Galaxy, also an entry grade, priced at 1,210 yen, releasing in October 2023. There's a few HGs, including the HG Shin Burning Gundam, 2,640 yen, releasing in November 2023. The Gundam 00 Diver Arc, 2,750 yen, releasing in December 2023. The HG Plutain Gundam, 2,530 yen, releasing in December 2023. And an SDCS, SD Gundam Cross Silhouette F Kunoichi Kai, priced at 1,980 yen, releasing in November 2023. Several other Gundam kits were announced, including the SD Gundam World Heroes 78th Musha Gundam, price and release date currently TBD. The SDW Heroes Nobunaga Special Warhorse, also price and release TBD. The SDW Heroes Second Coming Resurrection Goku Impulse Gundam and the Sanzo Strike Freedom Gundam set, also price and release dates TBD. Another exciting announcement from the show, though, was the M.G. SD Gundam Barbatos. This will be the second in the M.G. SD line behind the Strike Freedom that was released earlier this year. Price TBD, but it's expected to be released sometime in the autumn of 2023. There are a few other kits as well. The HG Jim Shoulder Cannon Equipped Missile Pod equipped for 2,530 yen, scheduled for November 2023. And of course, as a P Bandai kit, the Eclipse Gundam Unit 2, price TBD, but they'll be accepting orders soon. There are several 30-minute missions and 30-minute sisters kits as well. There are 2 30-minute missions kits that are easily confused as 30-minute sisters because of their feminine look and design. The Acerbi Type A and B, prices TBD, scheduled for October and November 2023 respectively. There's also a new 30-minute sisters kit, the Mano Sakurago, 4,180 yen, expected for release in October of 2023. There are several other miscellaneous kits released, or announced rather, from Bandai as well. The HG Scope Dog, this is from the Armored Votoms series, 2,750 yen, releasing in October 2023. New from Kyokai Senki is weapon set 6. Some interesting weapons in this, including some cool rifles, an axe, chainsaw, and a spear, it looks like. 1,650 yen, releasing in October 2023. The HG Jakomaru, I believe this is from the same series as the Ryusei Maru that came out earlier this year or late last year, 2,970 yen, and releasing in December of 2023. There's also a new Planosaurus announced, the Ankylosaurus, priced at 1,595 yen, and that is scheduled to be released in October 2023. That's it for Bandai releases. Let's move on to Kotobukiya, which had a much larger set of announcements. First up was a new series of kits from Megalomaria. I'm not super familiar with the series itself. These will be non-scale kits. There's 7 announced in the line so far. What's interesting here is that they have both feminine and masculine designs, including the Principal, Ruby Eye, Novice, and Seeker for the feminine designs, and the Mephisto and Gilly Do for the masculine designs. There's also a Knight's Superior bike, which looks to be a redesign of an existing bike. They've also announced that some of these kits will have interchangeable parts with the Sousai Shojo Teien line of girl kits, which might allow you to swap in things like faces and the like. Next up, Frame Arms Girls. 1 kit was premiered, the Durga 2, as well as 3 new in planning stages, the Shingen, Kigitsuki, and the Wilbur 9. Cross Frame Girls, there were also 2 kits announced. Premiering was the Goldie Marg, and in the planning stages is the Geo Figar, both from King of Braves, Geo Gaigar. Those should be interesting. Megami Devices had a few kits announced as well. Premiering was the Chaos and Pretty Grandma. This is related to the little red kit that was released last year, I believe, kind of fitting into that Little Red Riding Hood kind of theme. Also was the AUV Susanoo Regalia. There's also a new Megami series called the X Series. The name is Provisional, including 4 units, the Gunner, Knight, Tank, and Paladin. So it'll be interesting to see new releases in that line. Other girl kits, there were plenty announced during the show, but next up is from Evangelion, an Eva Unit 1 girl mashup, which would be interesting given the popularity of Evangelion. Next up, Sousai Shojo Teien. There were 3 kits premiering: Ritsuka, Seiki, Swim Style, Dreaming Style, Innocent Bloom, the Ritsuki Seiki Swim Style, the Emma Koishikawa, St. Iris Gakuen Girls High School Summer Clothes versions. The Arcanadea line had 4 kits announced, 3 premiering: the Sophiera, a 6th character, in quotes, Lumitia React A, and in the planning phase is the Elena. Hexagear had a number of interesting announcements. Premiering was the Blockade Ivy, which interesting, looks like one of the 86 designs, kind of that spiderish design with a large cannon on its back. There were also 4 booster packs announced: booster pack 7, 8, 9, and 10, which appear to be the pieces of the Blockade Ivy, so you can mix and match for customization or get them all to build an alternate color version of the Blockade Ivy. In the planning phases is another Hexagear item, the Gertrude, which looks like a flying bug of some sort, and very similarly, booster packs 11, 12, and 13 appear to be the subcomponents to be able to build another version of it. There's also a Hexagear Made Clear Sana-chan, which is a working title, so that name might change, which looks like some sort of chibi version of a girl kit. There's also the Bulk Arm Lambda, which was very interesting. It might be one I need to pick up myself, and the Rayblade Impulse Reloaded, which is I believe a revised version of the previous Rayblade Impulse. The M.S.G line had a number of new announcements as well. Premiering was Unit 37, Combat Cell, which appears to be a backpack that turns into a set of weapons. Unit 38, Holonic Arms, a bunch of fantasy type swords and spears and things of that nature. The Virtuous Style 03 Pole Weapons Set, which is going to be a series of stylized pole arms, halberds, spears, etc. And in the planning phases is the Heavy Weapon Unit 36 Laser Cannon, so think large rifle. Muv-Luv had a number of announcements as well. Premiering was the Fubuki Imperial Japanese Army and Fubuki Blast Guard. Both appear to be very similar base model with different equipment. And the Takamikiduchi Type 00C version 1.5. And in the planning phase is the Gekishin. There were a handful of Super Robot announcements from various Brave series. The premiering was the Brave Police J Decker, Super Build Tiger, the Build Fighters X-Kaiser, the Gray X-Kaiser Gold version, and the Dino Geist. Also premiering was the Saint of Braves Ban-Gan, or the Great Ban-Gan from the Saint of Braves Ban-Gan. In the planning phases was the Brave of Legend Da-Garn, and GX parts. Mega Man had a series of announcements as well. Premiering was the Black Zero, Max Armor Triad Thunder version, Mega Man X Falcon Armor, the AXL, and Mega Man 11 version. And in the planning phases is Roll.exe from Mega Man Battle Network. A few other miscellaneous kits as well. The Memorial White and Black. These are Maro Toys collaborations like the Tamatu and Nosaru. In the planning phases, another Zoid the Gaisak, which is a scorpion type design. Taitanomachi had a premiering kit as well, the Gale Hound. It seemed like a very sleek sci-fi kind of humanoid in armor. There's also an announcement for an Armored Core 6, it's an undisclosed, unspecified design, and the Variable Frame System 02 Garuda Gear Diablo. And I believe that is it for Kotobukiya releases. So hopefully this information was helpful. Maybe the pictures show you a little bit more about the kits. There should be more information in the links down below to both the Bandai and Kotobukiya pages talking about their announcements during the show. Let us know what your favorites, which ones you're most excited about, and see you next time.